What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Mike, a full-time media seller at the storage unit today for another What Sold on Amazon video. So I got 5 items for you. One of those items is a learning lesson type item, and there's some other stuff in there as well. So I got picked out 5 items that we sold from between, you get my calendar pulled up, September 10th to the 16th, right? So basically 1 week of sales. I picked out a few items, kind of break everything down, how much we sold it for, how much we paid for it, how much we actually profited after fees. That's today's video. If you're interested in joining the YouTube membership, $2.99, cheaper than a Happy Meal. We got Zoom calls, we got a private Discord. Anything and everything that relates to selling on Amazon and eBay is inside, and $2.99 is the steal of a lifetime, right? So no cuts today. We are jumping right into it. The first one is a nice sale, but there's kind of a little lesson in there, right? So I kind of pick and choose ones that kind of make sense to talk about. So the first one we have, Broadway in a box. Sold it for $158.98. The profit was $127.18. So this was, I actually had a short on this, and I think I even recorded the video when I went and thrifted this a few months ago. So this was like a little, almost like a little kind of lunchbox style, and it had 25 different Broadway CDs in it. I got it from Mountjoy Gift and Thrift right down the road here from me. I remember vividly. I paid $6 for it, and I think the sales score was around 3 at the time. So I FBA'd it. You're probably thinking, hey, why would you FBA a 3 sales score item? Well, as we got closer to these restock limits, I made the decision to pump as much into FBA before the doors closed as I could. So this was something where there was actually other FBA offers. So the merchant fulfill was right around what I sold it at, around $160. The FBA offers were around $220. So instead of being greedy and trying to compete with the people up at $220, thinking, well, this item only sells once every 2 months, does it make sense to try to wait it out and hopefully somebody's going to pay an extra 50, 60 bucks for Prime? I decided, and I would recommend every single person out there do the same thing. I paid $3 for it. I got plenty of margin, right? I mean, so I decided to price against the merchant fulfilled offer. So it sold. And you probably could argue if I would have FBA'd it and asked an extra 50, 60 bucks, it might not have sold. It might never have sold. So if you're going to send in the slow moving stuff, I recommend competing against, the merchant fulfilled versus the FBA, especially if there's a crazy price difference, right? If it's only 10 or 20 bucks, I'm fine with you doing it. But when we're talking 30, 40, 50, 60, even plus, you got to be smart about it. You want to sell your items. You don't want to just store your items. Penny undercutting is toxic, dude. You're destroying the marketplace. Guess what? If I don't undercut you by a penny, Mr. Mountain Dew will. If Mountain Dew doesn't, Operation Pipe Works will. There's always somebody that's going to be undercutting you. Do it. Stop whining. I don't want to hear nothing about it. I don't care what anybody makes about videos about. Oh, just match the price, match the price. No, I want to sell my stuff. I got it for $3. I'm not matching you, Johnny. I'm undercutting you, so when the time comes, I get the sale, not you, and it only costs me a penny. A penny 20 times a day over 35 years, it's $50 million, dude. You're broke. I don't care about that. Undercut by a penny. I don't care what anybody says out there. If you're thrifting media, you got to sell it. Cash flow will kill you in your business like that. So that was the first one. I kind of went off on a tangent there. I've been seeing some stuff. I got to stay off the stuff. I mean, it's bad out there. So, all right. Next up we have great TV show here. This is a good TV show. Law and Order Special Victims Unit. This was the 2nd year, so I guess the 2nd season. We sold this for $37.97. Profit was $26.22. We paid $3.50 for this. We paid up. It was $6.99, but half off. I went to a community aid, and they actually had a bunch of sealed Law and Orders, and this was one of the ones I still had left that was waiting to sell. So this was a new item, but yeah, Law and Order Special Victims, great show. Debs got the hots for, I think, a Stabler. I think his name's Chris Maloney. I don't know. But yeah, great show. I mean, and it's been on forever, right? And I even steal the... I just thought of this. I actually steal the sound in my intro for Law and Order, right? So yeah, that was a nice little flip there. And you know, if it's a new Steel TV series, even something this old, like when did the second year of Law and Order even air? It probably aired in like year 2000 or something. So who knows? I'm not sponsored by Mountain Dew. I just get this flavor because nobody else likes it, so I don't gotta worry about Deb drinking it or the cats drinking it. Code Red's kind of my go-to thing, so not too bad there. Rolling on. This is a weird one because we see these books all the time and you would think they're not profitable. 500 freshwater aquarium fish, a visual reference to the most popular species. I remember this book. It was a small one. It was thick, but it was like, you know, the size of a sandwich. We sold it for $29.87. We profited $17.90. Hardbacks we're usually into for around $1, so not a bad flip there. That kind of stuff is like, whenever you're selling a book for over 21 bucks, thumbs up. As you go lower underneath 21, you're making less and less. Even on this, how much are we paying fees? We paid 12 bucks in fees, right? I mean, that's a lot of money. Yeah, they're shipping it and everything, but this is a heavier, thicker book. The fees are based off the weight and the dimensions. So even though the dimensions were small, the weight was up there. So I mean, 30 bucks, you really only make 18. That's the reality of selling on Amazon. But yeah, we see, I always scan the aquarium books. We have an aquarium as well. We like fish. We get a house, we're getting a huge one. I'm getting like one of those ones on Tanked, right? A custom built one that's shaped like a book, and I don't know. I don't know. I like aquariums. Moving on, we got two more. This is a good little bolo here as well. Country Wedding. This was a DVD, and it's the Hallmark. Anything Hallmark or Lifetime, you have to scan it, all right? Listen, I know, Mike, who watches Lifetime, who watches Hallmark? A lot of people do, and it's not, you know, produced massively. So a lot of this stuff is limited runs. Whenever you see these DVDs, even if they're used open, always scan them. Lifetime, Hallmark, super good items to flip. Books, DVDs, CDs, anything in those two, you better be scanning. So we sold that for $22.23. Wait, I got that wrong. We sold it for $32.23. The profit was $23.22. I mean, too many threes and twos, right? So not too bad. DVDs, the fees are a lot less. You know, basically we only sold it for a little bit more than the fish book. We made a whole lot more than the fish book. So good little bolo. Lifetime, Hallmark Channel, scan it every single time. The last one we have for you, another one we see out there all the time, and I know a lot of you probably don't scan this stuff, is Jeff Dunham, Minding the Monsters. This is like the ventriloquist guy. And I think maybe because Monsters, Halloween's coming up, October. We sold this for $31.16. Profit was $21.47. Into the DVDs for $1.50. So we make around 20 bucks. Not too bad. But you see all of these Jeff Dunham, these comedy specials. I've sold so many of them, right? I'm not talking about Larry the Cable Guy, right? That's like the Susan Boyle of DVDs. Larry the Cable Guy DVDs are never worth it, but you always want to scan the other stand-ups. You know, Jeff Dunham's in a lot of stores. There's so many different, you know, Cat Williams, Fluffy. I've sold Fluffy DVDs. There's so much money out there in that category. And I think we kind of just like, well, who's going to watch stand-up comedy in today's world? Who's going to watch Jeff Dunham play with, you know, the puppets, right? I mean, I've never personally watched it. I do think it's cool. Like, if I could be a ventriloquist, like, if there's a YouTube reselling channel that was just like ventriloquist puppets, they probably would be super popular. Maybe I should start to kind of practice it, right? I'm not good, like, hello, my name is Michael. I'm a reseller. I sell on Amazon, right? That wasn't bad. I didn't even practice. That was my first ever attempt. Now I got to go on eBay and find me. Maybe I'll get like a Jaws Jaws little ventriloquist guy that I can I'll have Hooper or somebody, right? I do think there's a market for it, right? Now I'm gonna find one, and then maybe the next What's Sold video will be just my puppet talking to you guys and not really me. So those are the 5 sales this week I chose. Remember, low, slow moving stuff, compete with merchant fulfilled. Forget the FBA offers. Make sure you have your repricers set up correctly so that if you price it merchant fulfilled, it doesn't jump all the way up to the FBA offer and vice versa, right? Everything has to work in unison. You can't have one part of your media business doing something completely different than everything else, because then nothing works. It just doesn't work. And as always, if you have any questions, make sure to comment down below. I appreciate you watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more used book videos. Bye-bye.